Hello. On behalf of the Rocky Mountain Philatelic Library, I'd like to welcome you to this presentation of Tasmanian Pictorial Stamps. I'm Ron Mitchell, and it's my pleasure to take you on this tour of some of Tasmania's interesting postal history. In this segment, I'll take you through a brief history of Tasmania's emergence from a British penal colony to its fame as a holiday destination, and how the Tasmanian pictorial stamps were used as part of that effort. This is an early map of what was then known as Van Diemen's Land, an island off the south coast of Australia. It was discovered by Dutch explorer Abel Tasman in 1642. The Netherlands issued a stamp showing New Holland, including Van Diemen's Land, named by Tasman in honor of Anthony van Diemen, the Governor-General of the Dutch East Indies who had sent Tasman on his voyage of discovery. In 1803, the island was colonized by the British as a penal colony, with the name Van Diemen's Land, and it became part of the British colony of New South Wales. The first postage stamps were issued in 1853, with the country name of Van Diemen's Land. In 1856, Van Diemen's Land was renamed Tasmania in honor of Abel Tasman. The first stamps using the new country name were issued in 1858. In 1893, the government was producing pictorial postal cards, envelopes, and letter cards. The island was promoted as Beautiful Tasmania, the Holiday Isle. Pictorial postage stamps were the next step. Here's the man who took the pictures for the stamps, John Beatty. His work has been described as showing the wildly romantic aspects of the island's beauty. All but one of the stamps issued in 1899 and 1900 are based on his photos. The well-known London printing house, De La Rue, was awarded the contract. The paper is watermarked TAS for security purposes. Here's an example of all 8 stamps in the set on an envelope sent from Tasmania to a stamp dealer in Germany in 1900. The dealer may have helped get word out to collectors that the stamps were available. This set is overprinted Specimen for distribution to members of the Universal Postal Union, so countries of the world would be aware the stamps were valid for international postage. We'll go through the stamps one at a time. This is a view of Mount Wellington, which overlooks the city of Hobart. It rises more than 4,000 feet above sea level. This was the photo sent to the De La Rue Printing Company in London, where the copper plates were developed. The second stamp in the series shows a view of the Harbour at Hobart, with Mount Wellington in the background. It matches a photograph by Beatty almost perfectly, although there is a controversy here. Some collectors insist that a painting, as pictured here, was used as a basis for the stamp. It was painted by photographer Beatty's friend, Houghton Forrest. Let's compare the stamp with the painting. There are similarities. Those who believe the painting was used for the stamp claim Beatty's photo was taken of this painting and made to look like a real photo instead of a painting. There is no such controversy about Beatty's photo of Lake Marion on a halfpenny stamp. It's a perfect match. The 2.5-pence stamp was to have a Beatty photo of St. Columba Falls, but it was never released. The engraver was faithful to Beatty's photo. But there's something wrong. Look carefully at the name at the bottom. It says St. Columbia Falls, while the name is Columba. The printer in London sent the essay to Tasmania and asked if it should say Columbia instead of Columba. When Tasmania failed to respond, De La Rue was forced to make a decision and decided to use Columbia and not Columba. Due to this error, the stamp was never released to the public. Instead, the Tasmania Post Office settled for a picture of Tasman's Arch for the 2.5 stamp. Here's the way it looks today. The 3 stamp is Spring River, Port Davey. Here's Beatty's photo. Russell Falls is the subject of the 4 stamp. Beatty's photo appears to have been used by the engraver without retouching it. For the 5 value, Mount Gould over Lake St. Clair. A near-perfect match to the pictorial stamp. The last of the set, the 6 is the only one not based on a Beatty photo. Steve Sperling took this photo of Dilston Falls. The falls cannot be found today. Sperling's photo might have been taken of a temporary mud dam near the town of Dilston. The scenes on the stamps are from many places on the island of Tasmania. Though the scenes are in photos more than 100 years old, they remain as beautiful for visitors today as when the stamps were issued. Tasmania has the same land area as West Virginia. The distance by highway between Tasmania's 2 largest cities, Hobart in the southeast region to Launceston in the north-central region, is 121 miles. From either of these cities, most parts of the island may be reached within a few hours' drive, making it easy for tourists to take in the sights. They're never disappointed.